Meb, first and foremost, how are you doing and how are you and your family?
Thanks for asking. We're doing pretty good. We're in Tampa, Florida. Quarantine basically, just kind of locked down as everybody else is. But I hope everybody's all in San Diego and around the nation and international. They're doing the best they can with the families and friends. And I have my parents and siblings in San Diego still. But so far, online school and things like that. I guess they're getting a test for college.
What have you been doing to stay busy? Are you out running still, staying in shape out there? What have you been doing to buy your time?
I've been running a little bit, as permitted, as everybody said, but today first time. I know New York and Boston, the mayor Walsh yesterday mentioned that it was 60-degree and everybody's running without a mask, playing soccer and things like that. So yeah, New York asked me if I can do a video wearing masks, so I wore with a mask yesterday and today. It's a little tough in the heat of Florida, but I run 3-4 days a week and to keep active, and then spend a lot of time with the family.
Nice. Today's such a special day for you and so many people with the Boston Marathon and Patriots Day. Obviously, given everything going on, that's not taking place. But thinking back to 2014 when you won the Boston Marathon, how special of a day was that for you?
Oh, that day it was a magical day. You cannot script it, and it was always my dream and goal to win the Boston Marathon. But I was 2 weeks shy of my 39th birthday. But I had one goal in mind, three goals. That's to win top three or personal best. And I've been visualizing that race for over 365 days ever since the bombing. And whenever I see that Be Had or Be Strong or Boston Strong and things like that, I said, well, can I put up? Can I put up? And live in San Diego and train in Mammoth Lakes and train in San Diego, you see, we did a community together there. So it was always on your shoulder. Can I do it? Can I do it? Obviously, the age was not on my side, but I always believed that I could win the Boston Marathon. It wasn't the fittest that I've been for Boston Marathon. That year was 2006, but I went out too fast and kind of crashed. But that year, I had the victim's name on my bib, which is not do thing for elite athletes because sponsors get upset with that stuff, tampering with the bibs. But I took a risk and it went viral that I had honoring the four victims from Martin Richard to Crystal, Ling, and the officer Martin, Sean. So that way I had it in my corners. I draw inspiration and to be able to put the victory not only for myself, for my family, but for Boston and for the community of running. And it was God was on my side as always is, but that day he made me realize that I was on this earth to be a runner and inspire people.
That was such a special day, and as you mentioned, with the bombing and all that going on, you were the first American and really a big underdog to win it in over 30 years. Why was it so important that an American won it that day?
It was because I think, you always wanted the best, the fittest person to win, the smartest person to win. But that day, the two brothers who were immigrants who destroyed the streets of Boston and took their lives away and injured so many people. And for me to be an immigrant and to be able to be an American, to be able to win it, it just the good and bad in life. And for me, God showed me the shining the light on it. My name, Meb, or Mabrachto, means that there be light. And many of my family friends have told me that I've been the light of a family, but that day showed that I was the light for the whole community of the United States, and not only in Boston, but around the nation. And that made me who I am. I was started at Roosevelt Junior High with Coach Dick Lord by the zoo. He said, hey, for PE and for a t-shirt and a grade and to get an A in the class. And who would ever thought on that magical moment when the United States needed it, that hope or expedite the healing a little bit, and running that Boston Marathon a mile 18 or 20, I would just fist pumping USA, USA, and people doing the waves, and it was just a great big deal for American to win, and I was just honored to be able to lead the 36,000 people who wanted to do something different and something that was important for them that was taken away from every runner. And I was just honored that God gave me that time to be able to excel and represent our country the best that I can.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the marathon's been taken away for a much different reason this year. How hard is it that the marathon isn't being run this year, and how much not only do you think the city of Boston is missing it, but everybody around the country and the globe that watches it? I mean, it's one of the biggest races in the world.
Yeah, I mean, the Boston Marathon is the grandfather's all the races, whatever, from the 5K all the way to the marathon, and to been going on for, this would have been the 124th year, and it's postponed for September 14, I believe, right now. But and not to have it today on Patriots Day, um, you can't get any patriotic than that, you know, and that represents the humanity that the marathon puts together, from the volunteers to the spectators to the elite athletes to the medical field, as they shown in 2013. Everybody came together to help each other, and to be taking that away on the positive spin and positive spirit and the economy that brings is it's devastating. But you know, my parents always tell me, you know, health comes first, and the rest of other stuff is secondary, and that's what we all are experiencing, not only in Boston but around the nation and also international. A lot of races been canceled or postponed, and hopefully this will be behind us, and we look to be optimistic and looking at the glass half full, and hopefully get to somewhat normality down the road.
Yeah, and that might have been the message, but I was going to ask you, you're such a strong influence, not only in San Diego and not only around the country, but around the globe. What would that be your message to all those people, you know, missing normality and struggling through this difficult time?
This pandemic is really tough on all of us, not only nationally, but internationally and globally. And yeah, don't lose hope though. Do what you can. I was wearing a shirt by Skechers yesterday that says, "Go like never before." You know, we love cheering for sports, but now we have to be our own cheerleaders to save lives. We have to stay home for the medical doctors, nurses, and healthcare businesses who are helping save lives, and we got to do what we can. Yes, it is difficult. Nothing's easy, but we have to overcome the situation, and you know, be with the loved ones and help others who are in need. I know with social distancing, it's difficult to say, "Hey, what do you need?" or where they've been and things like that. But be considerate of others and do what you can your part, because the true champion is, I always say, run to win. It doesn't mean get in first place, but stay in to win. Who my friend kind of mentioned that in Mission Hills is, you know, what we need to do, all of us on our part, and hopefully that's what we can apply. The sooner we can apply those things, and not nationally, internationally, and locally, to help us expedite our normal routine to come up very soon.
You're such a positive guy and you have such a great outlook on everything. We've been asking people to kind of leave others on a positive note. So give me something, doesn't have to be running, doesn't even have to be sports. Give me something positive going on in your world right now.
Oh, you know, for me, I travel a lot, and my kids are here. I spend a lot of time with them, and whether it's reading or, you know, if they'd like to do PE class, they got the best coach, I think. So in that regard, but you know, it's just hope. Hope is everything. You know, if you have a little hope, you know, you can overcome those situations. And I try. For me, my family is here in Tampa, my wife and kids, and I do miss. I mean, greeting and meeting is one of my best asset or quality of people, to meet and greet people, high five when I'm running Mission Bay Park or elsewhere, to give them high five, or and not to have that, and not to give them a hug when you're done at the end of the race. It's devastating, but we're in this all together. Just be positive and help each other out.
Perfect. Very well said. Is there anything I didn't ask you about that I didn't touch on that maybe you wanted to add?
Well, you know, I'm just fortunate to be there. Give me the opportunity. Always San Diego, always be San Diego. I miss San Diego a lot. The family, the friends, and the fans that support me over the year. I want to say thank you to San Diego, who made me who I am. You know, there's a lot of people, when I first stepped my foot, 1987, as an immigrant, people, you know, embraced me, helped me, especially the Van Camps and the Andersons, who were their son and daughters were my teammate, and Coach Ed Ramos and Coach Bob Larson, and my parents, who in that regard be able to just say, they molded me who I am, and I hope to represent San Diego really well, but also help represent our country the best that I can, and look forward to seeing you guys, many of you, soon.
You have, man, and thank you so much for taking the time and sending such a positive message to everybody here today. We really appreciate it. We miss you too, and stay safe and stay healthy out there.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Be safe.
All right, you too, bud. Take care.